got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
You wouldn't match by any chance, would you?
Embrace the probability of your imminent death. And know, in your heart, that there's nothing I can do to save you.
Rick, where'd you get a hand grenade?
I don't know.
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
This is such a tough day, and it's weird for me in that I feel, my friends, just like guys on the bench, now Minnesota Sports Lifer Paulie, who's with us, the Twins are your Minnesota Vikings for me. I really want the best everything. I try to delve into it, and then you have your Twins come up and do a day like, I'm calling it Bloody Thursday. You had a Bloody Thursday, Paul, like I've never seen. How do you feel today? Can you share inside?
I thought about wearing black. I thought about, do I own a veil? Like, do I put...
Veil sales have been down since like 1955. They have gone down, yes.
They have gone down. And I say that knowing full well that you've had some death in your family recently, and I don't want to push and scratch a bad itch or a scab or something. It's just like there is mourning going on in Twins territory. It is.
How do you know? How do you tell someone we've given up on our team without saying we've given up on our team? You know how you do it? You give up 40% of the staff in a week. That's how you poll ads tell us we're done with you without saying we're done with you. Am I right?
Yeah, it's when it was last off season when they had an interview with Bill Pohlad and he actually said out loud like, we're not gonna invest in this team, which is it was the one before because they made the playoffs and then they beat the Blue Jays in a series, right? So they with young players, Royce Lewis breaking out and then it's like, okay, now we get those extra parts and what do we do? And they were like, no, we're not doing that.
We're not spending more money.
We've talked about this before. So if you go back to the history of the Pohlads owning this franchise, they offered this team up for contraction. They said, you know what, I'm going to cash out and hold the team, don't care. We're going to take our money and run because they weren't making it work in the Metrodome. And it's here's the kids doing this is their version of contraction really because they offered up the team. You have gutted a team that not too long ago was
poised
vying for first place in the Central and until Detroit caught fire and it's so sad. I get it. Expiring, if you're not going anywhere, you got too many teams to leapfrog. Expiring contracts, I get it. Veterans who might want to win a ring somewhere, I get it. If you lose and if you're not winning many games, you don't need a closer. Duran, was going to go.
Yeah. But
then look at the options we had to step in and close. Griffin Jackson's been great. Louis Varland has been great.
Gone.
Just the entire, Brock Stewart, the entire bullpen, just, from the top down, from the ninth inning back, just went away. And I'm livid. I am absolutely livid. I've got tickets for some games this year.
No way.
I am so mad.
They do have that Cody Clemens who comes from the infield and pitches sometimes when we're losing by 13 runs. We have that going.
Well, there's that. Because his dad was Roger.
He has a 60-mile-an-hour fastball. That is so funny. All right. A lot of these guys be happy they're gone. Jax, as an example, the 13-1. I was going to chat with you about this before this happened. The loss to the Red Sox.
Yep.
Where they're down 8 runs or whatever. Jax got in, and they're thinking he's traded. He seemed to have an attitude. Loads of bases up, and the coach wants to pull him out because he realized if you're down by 8, you can put an outfielder as a pitcher, and so they're going to move Clemens in. And Jax argues with the coach. I mean, they have it out, saying, no, these are my runners. I don't want this on my ERA. They pull him out anyway, and the 60-mile-an-hour fastballer throws a homer out with the first pitch or second pitch, and that's what set Jax off. I think he's happy to be gone. I think a lot of these guys, because if you're living in this world, they must know the Pohlads don't give a crap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to really be tough in that clubhouse. I love Griffin Jax. He's an Air Force Academy guy. He's he works military hard, man. I mean,
Yeah.
and he would have been the perfect successor to trading Duran for some other prospects or future considerations. He would have been the best guy because he's got that attitude. He's a bulldog out there, and he would have been an awesome closer. We've used him as closer here and there, but now you look what you did to his ERA. I don't blame him. He's going to bat for these are my guys. It's my situation. Let me get out of it. Don't care what the score is. I'm a competitor. I'm a professional. I'm going to work this out, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. And how sad is that when you're a fan of a team that's doing that to players?
You got Lopez. You got Lopez out. You got Buxton still out on injured reserve. Paul, what does tonight's game look like in Cleveland? Who's going to be on the field? Who's not? I mean, can you tell me? I mean, I don't even know what the lineup looks like.
Yeah, no, there's going to be some new faces in the lineup. I think Brooks Lee is going to get a shot at shortstop now because Correa is gone.
But we're going to take go ahead.
To booking a trip to Cleveland for this series.
Oh, really?
I was almost there, and I mean, I would have dragged myself head down onto that airplane if I'd have done that. It's like, oh, what did I do?
So what? That's an interesting thing because you're a diehard fan. Who goes to games from here now? They just told you we're okay to lose from here on out. We don't care.
Yeah.
Why would anyone spend the time or the money to go?
I'm seeing a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm not re-upping my season tickets, or I'm not. Or how about Twins TV package? Who's going to buy that for next year? Because it's a one-off. They created their own channel, but they've got a product now it's not going to be any good for 4 years.
Well, see, that was my next thought. Okay, you're still the poll edge, still got to sell. You have now just said we give up. You just have the Twins by name only, right? So you're just selling a Major League Baseball franchise. So that's what they're going with. They're going to say we have no TV money. Don't worry about that. That'll come if you ever decide to put money into this team. Haven't they hurt themselves? As I understand it, the Polish believe they're $400 million short. That's what they're running deficit on this squad, even though they bought it for $400 million and it's worth $1.5 billion. I mean, they'll make their money up when they sell it. How do you come in and look at this? Who comes in and look at this? Unless you're just a gazillionaire who just wants to have fun with a sports team.
Well, that's the only people. Yeah, those are the only people who can buy a franchise. It's play money for folks like that. Oh. You do not expect to make a profit on the team while you own it. That's not part of the deal. You make your money when you sell it. In the meantime, you are holding on to it for a region or a state or a city. The team belongs to the fans of that city, the residents of that city who want their city represented in the league. Yeah. You don't try to make money on it year to year. That's not how the game works anymore. You'll get your money, but you're going to have to wait until you sell it.
See, what's funny about that as well, because a week ago, as we were going, I would have said, you know what? How do we pull off a Green Bay Packers sort of thing and get the state, those that you guys are nut job crazy about this team, to buy them, to find the way to sell not just tickets, but shares or something.
Shares of ownership?
Yeah. And a week ago, I think maybe there was an idea there. But I wouldn't want to do that to Minnesotans now. You are buying something at such a rock bottom, nothing left in the well. I wouldn't even want to do that to Minnesotans. Could you even sell someone a ticket today? Would you be willing to put up any real money to buy a share?
Well, I guess now would be the time because you buy low, sell high, right? I mean, it's not going to be any lower of a value, or
that's a good
this point. Would be the time to buy.
Okay. What are you doing if you're Ryan or Buxton and you show up at the clubhouse today, and just the AAA club just showed up? I mean, that's what's going to happen. Buses from AAA.
Yeah. I mean, if I was actually thinking about that. It's like if I'm Rocco, and all this is happening kind of, out of my control, right? It's all happening at the ownership level and GMs
exactly.
And stuff. I guess I would, I would pull in Buxton and Ryan and the younger stars, which is Royce Lewis and Brooks Lee, and to say, this is your, if you weren't sure now about your leadership role, because Correa's gone, some of these veterans are gone. This is your team, like it or not. So set a standard and make sure these guys learn how to play it right. These guys have talent, the young guys they bring in, so they got to learn the right way. And now this is your team, so be vocal and be leader.
All right, I'm going to do
Royce Lewis would be that guy, but I think it would be just state it out loud and say you're it.
Yeah. Let me do this, Paul. Let's go to break. When we come back, I want you to put your Rocco hat on, because I find that interesting. You said this is all going GM or ownership level. I think it's ownership level. But I want you to go, does Rocco approve or disapprove of this trade? I'll go through them, and you tell me whether you think Rocco is happy or not. We do it after this with Paul, Minnesota Sports Lifer.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc. Midwest Money Management and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
We've got a Minnesota Sports Lifer. He is Rocco this morning. All right, Bader. Love this cat, by the way. $4.75 million contract. It was going to be done this year. They're going to have to renegotiate with him. They get rid of him for a Class AA outfielder, Hendry Mendez, and a 16-year-old Venezuelan. Are you happy if you're Rocco?
Oh, not at all. He has been very complimentary of Harrison Bader, and he steps in wherever he's needed. The hustle he brings to the game, he's a gamer, and I understand he's a big personality, and it's a nice compliment to some of the lower key guys. So no,
and $5 million a
that
year,
one he's not happy about.
No, all right.
What's that?
They get rid of, and for $5 million a year, 4.75. Really?
That's nothing in today's game. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
So Stewart, a right-handed reliever, he is gone, but we did get a 1-for-1 deal for Dodgers center fielder James Outman, who had, I guess, have a pretty good rookie season in 2023. He is now batting 137 in 75 big league games.
Yeah. Do you really think your hitting coach can turn that into, a 2.25 maybe, or 250 average, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Brock Stewart's been an important part of this bullpen. He's not the eighth inning belongs to Jackson. Ninth was Duran. Brock was a 6th, 7th inning guy, and Rocco pulls guys after 5 innings anyway. We needed him. I don't know. Jury's out, I guess. On that
All right. Castro, by the way, just a reminder, Twins voted him MVP last year, Willie Castro.
Yeah.
He was sent to Chicago for a Class AA right-handers Ryan Gallagher and Sam Armstrong. Don't know who they are. Not going to, but AA kids. You get rid of Willie Castro.
I don't like it for this year, but I get it because, again, expiring contract. I'm gonna cut the Twins that one. Is that I expected Bader, I expected Castro to be gone because of the expiring contracts, and if they can go and do better with a contender for the rest of this year, great. And then deal with their contract at the end of it. So I'm all right with it.
All right, Jax, of course, our 8th inning guy. You already talked about that. He was trained for a major league starter, 24-year-old right-hander Taj Bradley, who owns a 4.61 ERA and was demoted from the White Sox last week for a bad start.
Demoted from the White Sox. That's all you need to know. Okay. Griffin Jax was almost an all-star this year. Right?
Yeah. Not arguing.
It was Joe. Our all-stars were Joe Ryan and Byron Buxton. But Griffin Jax was, other than blowing up a few games with his ERA blew up a little bit, he was on track to be an all-star. So you're trading an all-star for a guy that the White Sox can't keep on the roster? Yeah. Hard pass.
Yeah. Reliever Varland and first baseman France went to Blue Jays. Varland seems to be coming along. He was a North St. Paul graduate. He is not eligible for free agency till 2031. We dealt him for a AAA outfielder, Alan Roden, and a 21-year-old Cuban lefty.
I get it on Ty France. I'm going to do that one first.
Okay, fair enough.
He was supposed to be a thumper to hit, with some power at first base. He's not done that. He's not done that here. He's been a disappointment. I don't get Varland. And in a franchise that prides itself on its hometown bit, with Mauer and bringing back Winfield and Molitor and Glenn Perkins, we've got a guy from North St. Paul who's throwing 98 miles an hour, and you're just going to send him north of the border. No, absolutely not.
Wow. This doesn't look like a good day, Paul, if you're giving me great analysis on this. We've yet to have really a good one. Here's the last. This is a horrible day for Minnesota. And, of course, Carlos Correa goes back to Houston. How do you know you screwed up a deal? Is when you trade the guy right back to the team you got him from, although you gave him a bigger contract, and they say, no, you got to pick up a third of it. Correa goes away, and let's see what I got. We end up getting for this guy a minor league left-hander, and we have to spend $33 million of his $100 million he's got left. We have to pay a third of his contract to get rid of him. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty common in baseball where, it's like, yeah, we'll take your guy, but we're not going to pay what you signed him for. You're going to have to help with that. But normally it's the Yankees and bigger franchises that end up, pony up that money. Carlos Correa is probably going to be a Hall of Famer. From a defensive standpoint, and the fact that he did win a title, though tainted, he's one of the best shortstops of this era. And I think he'll end up in the Hall of Fame. So, but he can go back to Houston. Don't really care. I like the leadership of him, but boy, it's been hard to keep him on the field line. So,
but okay, let's say that's all true, and he really is. Instead of worth $33 million a year, he's worth $22. That's what Houston's going to pay him. We're going to pick up the difference, the other $11 million. Let's say that $11 million just the over we paid for Correa, if that's what we're going to call it, would buy you 3 Baders. We got nothing for him. For that kind of money is my point. And if he is a Hall of Famer, suck it up, Pohlads. Keep him here then. Don't give away the farm and pay for it. He didn't give away the farm. He gave away the farm and paid for it. $33 million. Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, I know. I agree. And frankly, there's going to be some pressure on the last 2 months of the season. Brooks Lee, you've been a shortstop your whole life. You're not playing shortstop here because you have Correa. Now you got to be the shortstop. And being a shortstop on a major league team is you're the leader of the infield. You're by de facto going to be a leader in the clubhouse. Brooks Lee's time to step up and do that. And if he spits the bit, that won't be good.
All right, fair enough. Paulie, we're out of time. I appreciate you.
There's so much more to complain about.
They'll be complaining going on for a long time as we look through this. What we got compared to what we gave away, and really it's the Pohlad saying, here's the white towel. We're done.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
I'm so sorry, my friend. It's Paul, Minnesota Sports Lifer. This is why we call it being a sports lifer. It's 5 to 10. It's worse than that. It's worse than, it's life.
It's a life sentence. It's a life sentence.
It is.